This video is for all candidates who want to become top talents on our OnlyTopTalent platform. So first thing, it's very important to understand that you don't have to register for an account on our website. So in other words, you don't have to go to the registering page. This is reserved for employers. Okay, you have to follow the candidate's path, let's say. So you have this area, become a top talent, where there is a description and a video that explains to you a bit the benefits of becoming a top talent and how you can use your enriched profile. And also it's highlighted the process of becoming a top talent on our platform. So the major benefit of this platform is that it's a reverse job board, meaning that employers will be able to find you and apply to you instead of you applying to many jobs and spending a lot of time. So let's have a look at what it means to become a top talent in our platform. First of all, you need to apply to become a top talent. So this means that you are in the first step of the process. Here you have a description, please read through it. And when you're ready and you have 10 to 15 minutes available to fill our application form, click apply to position. As you can see here, you have a lot of fields to fill. We try to make this as easy and fast as possible, but still it will require you about 10 to 15 minutes to completely fill this form. But mostly we want to understand your aspiration. What are you looking for the next move, for your next job, and what type of things are important for you. So there are a lot of details that need to be filled, and please check that all the fields with an asterisk are filled before submitting. And when you're ready, you can submit. You will be required to have a look at our terms and conditions and privacy policy and agree to them. If you want, you can also opt in to our marketing messages and get some messages every once in a while from us. And then you simply click apply. And that's the first step that is done. After you apply, we are going to have a look at your CV, at all the answers you provided in the form, and we will create for you a test, a series of tests. You will receive an email with a link to complete those tests. And those tests will be an English proficiency test, a behavioral test, and a technical test. Within the same portal, you will be asked to answer some video questions. When we receive the results of your test, we are ready to create your own enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent, your unique page where all your data are stored. So as you can see, this is an example page for one of our top talents. And as you can see, the URL of this page is not showing your name. There is a number instead. And you can notice that your name is obfuscated and there is no picture of you. Instead, there is a sort of an avatar, a robot. This is for two main reasons. First of all, we want to protect your privacy. We know that some of you are not openly looking for a new job, and so you don't want your current employer to know that you are potentially open to new opportunities or looking for new opportunities. And the second reason is avoid initial bias. So people reading your name, people looking and watching at your picture can create a sort of a very initial bias, and we want to avoid that. Then let's have a look at the rest of the profile. On the right side, you can see that there are a lot of information that you provided during the initial submission of the form. And this information are really detailed. And so there are salary information, desired salary, bonus, and benefits type of information. There is your seniority, what's your notice period is listed here, what type of opportunities you are interested in, full-time, half-time projects, fractional managers, etc., etc. What job search status you are in, if you are actively looking, not open at the moment, if you're willing to relocate, if you prefer an on-site, a full remote, or an hybrid type of work, where do you live, and also your ideal role and ideal type of company. So this is very important because all of these information is searchable and can be filtered by companies, employers. So, for example, an employer that is looking for a marketing manager won't see this profile because this person, this particular talent, is clearly stating that the preferred ideal roles are quite senior, and so there wouldn't be a match. So this allow you to don't waste time as a candidate, and companies and employers to not waste time. Going to the body of the page, the content showed the main area. There is a little summary of the talent of you, and there are the results of the different tests. So the English test, the behavioral test, and the skill test. As you can see, those are all rated granularly, and they also have an overall score. And for example, this talent, because he or she has 88% success in the English test and 93% success in the hard skill test, this means that this talent has passed the threshold of 70%. So this candidate is featured, is a top talent. And there are other type of information in this page, so soft skills, hard skills, education, and at the bottom of the page there is a very important part. There is the video interview. The video interview is very useful for you as a talent because many times you get approached by headhunters, recruiters, and they want to have an initial screening call with you. And most of the time it's very repetitive for you because you're going to have to repeat over and over the same informations that are mostly here on the right side. And then usually you have to answer 3, 4, 5 questions, but most of these questions, or I would say even more, are already covered here. So the next time a recruiter or a headhunter contacts you and says, I want to have a screening call, you can simply send them to this page and they're going to have all the answers and more. And so it's a win-win once again, because you're going to both save time. So that's great. And as you can see, the only thing that are missing here are your personal details. So there is no name, no email, no phone number, no downloadable CV in this page. This is because in this area, as you can see, employers can decide to contact you if they buy a package. This is, in all honesty, our business model. Employers can browse through your enriched profile page, but only if they pay, they can contact you. This is, of course, the first scenario, the scenario in which companies are applying to you. But you can use this profile also for all the occasions where you are applying to jobs. So let me explain what I mean by this. You can decide to add a link to your personal page on OnlyTopTalent inside your CV and inside your LinkedIn profile page, so that you will be able to emerge over the mass of other candidates, because the recruiters, the companies that receive your CV or that browse your LinkedIn profile, will have the access to your page. And of course, because they already know you, your name, because it's written in your LinkedIn profile and in your curriculum, this means that they don't have to pay us because they can already do the match between your identity, your personal contacts, and the enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent. Let me explain in more details these scenarios. So when you want to use your enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent to kind of raise more awareness on your qualities, your professional qualities, one of the things that you can do is to use this space on your LinkedIn profile. So not everyone knows that you have the ability to link outside your profile in a very visible area of your LinkedIn personal page. So, for example, you can write something like, watch my video interview here. And so this will signal recruiters and headhunters that you are open or looking for a new job, and will allow them to visit your enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent. You can also decide to use the featured area of your LinkedIn profile to kind of highlight your enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent, so you can add a link in this area as well. And that's one of the methods that you can use to kind of get the most out of your enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent. Another way you can give visibility to your profile, and I will strongly encourage you to do such thing, is to add a link and a reference to your enriched profile on OnlyTopTalent inside your curriculum vitae. I suggest you to add this in a very prominent section of the curriculum. So, for example, in this case, you can see that I highlight this with a link on the very top of the CV, just under the personal information. And in this case, I decided to link an entire sentence to my OnlyTopTalent profile. You can, of course, choose the sentence to put here. You can decide if you want to put the entire link, for example, like this, or if you want to be very creative here and already highlight some of the results that you obtain during the tests. It's really up to you. The only thing I recommend here is that you write this sentence in a very visible section of your curriculum. What will happen in this case? The employer, the recruiter, the headhunter is going to click on the profile, is going to click on the link, and so you are going to get more notice by them. So most of the people want to know if they can change and modify the profile. The answer is yes and no, meaning that before going live with the profile, we are going to ask you to have a look at it and tell us if there is something that you need to amend, that you want to change. Of course, we cannot change the results of your tests, but of course, if your situation has changed, if you made a mistake during the initial form and you want to edit and modify, you just request us at the very beginning. What happens after that? You will have an email to communicate with us and to ask for changes. Those changes needs to be reasonable. For example, if at a certain point you change your country of residence and city, then of course we can change those as well. Changes that are a bit more difficult to do are, of course, the test results. We don't want to have people taking and retaking our tests. So every 2 years, we will ask you if you want to keep your profile active on OnlyTopTalent, and we will also give you the opportunity to retake the tests. So, of course, maybe you studied a bit more English and you want to kind of certify that your knowledge of English has improved over the past couple of years. Or, for example, you have a career change and you don't want to anymore look, in this example, for a digital marketing role, but you want more to look for a business development role. So we're going to send you a different test for the business development to assess your skills and your knowledge in that area. Now, the only thing you have to do is to start your process, apply to become a top talent, and see if you have what it takes to become one, and change forever the way you search for job, because you are no longer searching for jobs, but companies are applying to you instead.